Hello, my name is Nick Saldana, and today I will be doing a case review of antisocial personality disorder in Nightcrawler, which is a 2014 psychothriller that depicts Louis Bloom willing to go to anything just to get a dollar in his pocket. So the film takes place in a crime-ridden Los Angeles. It's set in modern times, and it depicts Lewis or Lou Bloom as an ambitious young man or medium-aged man willing to do anything for money. And he discovers freelance journalism, and this very quickly incites this antisocial personality disorder that he had previously. However, it's important to note that this consistent environment of crime and the night and this theme of darkness throughout the movie and within New York creates this conditioning, I think, within Lou that although we don't have much of his background or story, there's certainly a series of events that probably led up to and during his dealing with this antisocial personality disorder. So Lou I would give him and diagnose him with antisocial personality disorder, listed in the DSM-5 as the consistent disregard for the rights of others and inability to comply with social norms and laws. Um, it's often known as psychology's forgotten disorder because it's so hard to diagnose, and it's often seen in a lot of people but just not sure and not often diagnosed because those people do not often seek out help. It is a spectrum, and I believe Lewis, as we'll see, his antisocial personality disorder is much more severe. Uh, and it's important to know that antisocial personality disorders usually begin with and stem from a conduct disorder sometime in early childhood to late adolescence. Um, and so the first piece of evidence I want to give is Lewis exhibits consistent irresponsibility, which is listed in the DSM-5 as a symptom and a trait of those with antisocial personality disorder. His inability to gain and retain jobs is very evident of this. He's very rude to his own employees and ignores their pleas for higher wages or even just to not be in such dangerous environments. This is Rick, one of his employees, in the bottom right side at a crime scene. And he's also very unprofessional with his superiors. In the top picture, we see him just talking to Nina, who is a woman who works for the local news coverage agency and will buy Lou's content from him of the crimes of the previous night. And oftentimes, Lou will try to leverage his video news for sexual favors from her, which is completely unprofessional. Second piece of evidence I want to give that Lewis has an antisocial personality disorder is his repeated failure to comply with laws and social norms, also listed in the DSM-5. He constantly speeds and drives recklessly. He obstructs justice and disturbs the LAPD in their pursuit of violent criminals. He even goes so far as to fabricate crime scenes and waits till cops and criminals meet when compared to he could have just de-escalated the situation by calling police earlier so that he can just make more money in his pocket. He also is compliant in the murder of a rival news agency. Another man named Joe, he cuts the brake line of his car, and he will later be seen in a shoot in a crash. And he also is an accomplice to the murder of his own partner Rick by leading him into a very dangerous situation, and he gets murdered for it. And all of this just shows a general lack of empathy and these fits of rage and scenes of him being unhinged and unable to control his impulses. So for treatment, it's difficult because people that struggle with antisocial personality disorder are not able to always reflect and see the consequences and dangers of their own actions. It's very unlikely that someone like Lou would seek help voluntarily, especially given that he doesn't have a big social circle, so there's no one there to watch out for him. But I would recommend cognitive-based therapy to help him recognize those harmful thought patterns and build impulse control, which is also listed by Weinberg and Rottingston in a case, an empirical data study from 2020. And then I'd also recommend antipsychotics to try to stabilize his mood so he doesn't swing from one end of the spectrum to the other. However, it's important to know that the director certainly did a good job of showing how Lewis definitely has an antisocial personality disorder, but due to the nature of the film and the darkness and the crime, it can lead to this stigmatization within the viewer of people with antisocial personality disorder and make them think that all people who struggle with ASPD are criminals, and that's not necessarily true. And so there's this overgeneralization, and I think the director discourages empathy as well.